everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Selena with Selena Marie LLC, and today I'm going to be showing you how to sublimate your own t-shirt, just like this one. For this project, you'll need a few essentials. First, you'll need a sublimation printer. Today I'm using my converted Epson 7710. You will also need sublimation ink, and I'm using Cosmos ink for this project. You will also need sublimation paper, and I am using the A sub letter size sublimation paper, which I'll link in the description below for you. I did accidentally lose my box for the letter size, so I grabbed my 11 by 17 paper just to show you which one I use and what that looks like. But today we are using the letter size specifically. And so with your printer, your sublimation ink, and your paper, you're going to print your sublimation transfer. And this is what we're going to use to press onto our shirt. You will also need a t-shirt. Today I'm going to use a Cricut 100% polyester shirt. What's very important for sublimation is the polyester count in shirts. I recommend using at least 65% of polyester for your t-shirt to give you a nice, vibrant design. Sublimation infuses into the polyester fibers of your shirt, and that's what creates a long-lasting permanent design. The less polyester you have in your t-shirt, the more dull and faded your sublimation design is going to look. You'll also need heat transfer tape, some sort of measuring device. You can use a measuring tape, or you can also use like a t-shirt ruler, whatever your preference is for lining your design. Grab some heat gloves and a lint roller to make sure we lint roll our shirt to get rid of all those debris. Those debris will actually sublimate into your shirt and become permanent if we don't use a lint roller. I'm going to also use copy paper to protect my shirt, which will go into. You can also use butcher paper, a Teflon sheet to protect my shirt from the heat. And lastly, you will need a heat source. I do recommend getting a good heat press for sublimation. Today I'm going to be using the HTV manual heat press. Now let's get started with our project. Let's go find our design for our shirt. I personally go to Creative Fabrica first because they have so many different designs that you can choose from, and usually I can find what I'm looking for. It does cost a monthly subscription, but the way I look at it, I always buy designs. So it usually comes out to be cheaper for Creative Fabrica depending on how many designs you use throughout the month. And they also have different fonts and clip arts and graphics that you can use to make your very own designs as well. I'm gonna put my affiliate link in the description below for you guys. With my link, you do get your first 10 fonts or designs for free. Okay, enough about that. If you can't find what you're looking for, you can also check out Etsy. That's where I get a lot of my designs from. But now let's jump on in. For the shirt we are doing, I'm going to use either a PNG or a JPEG file to print using my sublimation printer. So I'm going to go up here and I'm actually just going to search for PNG. And then this is going to show you everything that's a PNG. The design I'm going to use today is in my favorites. So I'm going to go ahead and download this for our project. I am in my Silhouette Studio and I'm going to open that file. Dear Santa, just bring coffee. So all we need is caffeine. We'll be okay as I drink my coffee. So we have our design loaded. I'm going to go over here and make sure my media size is set to letter. I'm going to be using 8.5 by 11 sublimation paper, letter size sublimation paper. So I'm going to make my design as big as I possibly can in this section here. So let's see. Try 8.4. See how big that gets us. That will make it 10.192 tall. Should be pretty good. So I'm going to center this on my media. And then I always just double check my print page setup. So I set it to my Epson 7710 today. And I'm going to do US letter borderless. Okay.
And then now I'm going to print, select my Epson 7710. I have a preset saved, which is Sublimation print. And what that is you want to have the best quality possible with your printer, and you want your printer to be able to print as slowly as possible. I am using a Mac, so my settings are a little limited. On a PC, you have a lot more freedom and selection of settings, but for my Mac I use photo matte paper and I use quality best. Always mirror your design for sublimation. So I flip it horizontally, and I do save this on my printer, so every time I go to use my sublimation printer I am always going to mirror, so I already have it saved and I don't forget to mirror. Okay, and then I am going to print. Okay, so first we're going to turn on our press. I'm going to set my temperature to 385 degrees Fahrenheit. That is my personal preference. This will vary depending on your press. And then I'm going to do 50 seconds. 385 for 50 seconds. Let's go ahead and put our transfer on our shirt. Roll our shirt. Make sure we get any debris or lint off of it, because if you have debris or lint on your shirt, it actually can press into your shirt and stay there as like a stain or a speck or whatever you want to call it. And I would also recommend doing the back as well, just because this gets just as hot. If you are using a converted printer, honestly, just with sublimation, I recommend that you trim around your transfer, because sometimes ink can get stuck along the side and you're not able to see it, and that will actually cause a line on your shirt. So I'm just going to quickly trim. Design onto our shirt. Your heat tape. I'm going to grab my tape measure, and since this is a V-neck shirt, I'm going to do 1.5 inch. And then I'll just measure and make sure it's even. And I personally make sure I use enough tape, because you don't want your transfer going anywhere. If it slides during the pressing process, you will get what's called ghosting. So some people may say this is a lot of tape, but I just personally do it for safe measure. You can also try like an adhesion spray. I haven't personally tried that just yet. I might for another video, but that's another option as well if you don't want to use a lot of tape. Okay, now our press is ready. Let's go ahead and put this in the press and sublimate our t-shirt. Let me roll my heat press so that doesn't transfer onto your polyester shirt. And I do recommend putting a sheet of copy paper or butcher paper inside your shirt, just in case the ink bleeds through the shirt. It's not going to show on the back of your shirt, so this paper will catch it. Not every paper bleeds, not all inks bleed through the shirt. You'll find maybe sometimes you'll have it bleed through and show, sometimes not, but just for safe measure, I always do this step. And I'm using letter size copy paper because my design is letter sized, so it is perfect to fit underneath. Also put a sheet on top, or you can put a sheet of butcher paper on top. Lastly, I'm going to use my Teflon sheet to cover my shirt. And hopefully my pressure is good. That's good. Okay. Start our countdown. Copy paper. And see how my ink bled through? That's why I put the paper on top. Then remove your butcher paper from inside, which I did not have any ink bleed through the ink. It's 100% polyester. Okay, I printed the exact same transfer, and now I'm going to press it onto a 100% polyester light gray shirt just to show you what happens with the white in the design. Now keep in mind, you cannot sublimate on a super dark polyester shirt. It has to be a light colored polyester shirt in order for this to work, but you can sublimate on color polyester shirts. Copy paper. A sheet of copy paper on top. And my Teflon. You can also use butcher paper to completely cover your sublimation shirt to avoid any speckles. What happens when you sublimate on a non-white polyester shirt. Here's the side-by-side of what it looks like to sublimate on a 100% polyester white t-shirt and a 100% polyester gray t-shirt. Super vibrant because it's 100% polyester, so the ink is still infusing into these fibers. You are able to sublimate on other colored shirts as long as they are at least 65% polyester. And as I mentioned, my recommendation is 100% polyester, but the more polyester the shirt has, the more vibrant the design is going to be. When you go down in polyester, this will begin to fade. But as you can see in comparison, the white that was in the transfer, like on the whipped topping and stuff, does not show on the light gray because sublimation does not print white. So I just wanted to show you that comparison and what it looks like when you have white in your design and you press it on a colored shirt. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helps you sublimate your own t-shirt. If you found this video helpful, please be sure to like it and subscribe for future videos. I can't wait to see you all next time. Happy crafting!